afternoon YouTube, thank you so much for joining my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sifi. I'm a personal trainer here in Windsor, but I also work online with my clients doing a lot of weight loss coaching, nutrition education and personal training online as well. If you are returning to my channel, then thank you so much for joining me. If you've been watching my last couple of videos over the festive period, you know that I put together 2 workouts for you to try, all from my own program. The first one was a glutes and leg quad dominant session, and then the second one was a glute, abs and delts session, and then today we're going to do the upper body program that I promised you all but accidentally deleted. I have to get over that. All these sessions are from my own current training program, which has been from October to December to the lead up of Christmas before I reevaluate my goals. I'm pretty sure we're all feeling pretty stuffed at the moment because it is Christmas week. I certainly know that I could do with putting all this extra energy to good use. With all that being said, let's hit the gym and smash our upper body workout. I always start off any upper body session with some lat activation movements. My exercise selection is based on what works for me, and since this is a back dominant session, I favour a light single arm lat pull down followed by a straight arm pull down for my pre-activation warm up. Not only do I feel my lats warming up, but I do feel it very much in my abs on both movements. I like to start off with my arm completely extended, and as I get more warmed up, you'll notice that I start stretching more into the movement. I then focus on retracting my shoulders and keeping my arm out and wide, and I drive my elbow to my hip and even do a little bit of a crunch into it. I then go straight into a straight arm pull down. I use the rope rather than a straight bar because I can better position my hands. You want to lean forward by hinging at the hips with your arms straight out at shoulder height. And you also want to make sure that you've got a slight bend outwards at the elbow whilst keeping your arms straight in front of you. And you want to focus on squeezing under your armpits, pulling down the rope to the top of your thighs. As I said, this is my warm up, so I just did 2 sets of 10 to 12 reps each. The first actual working exercise of the day is the lat pull down. There are so many variations, but I actually at the moment am preferring to use the parallel grip bar attachment. I don't know why, I feel my biceps quite a bit more using this bar, and also for some reason I could just feel my lats so much more. I like to push my legs right up against the leg support and pull my chest up high. You want to be sure that you're initiating the movement from your back and just not hoiking it from your elbows. The focus is on your back and not your arms. You want to retract your shoulders and think of squeezing under your armpits, and you want to lower the bar to the very top of your sternum. It's fine to go a little bit heavier and use some additional momentum by leaning back into the movement. However, I will warn you, you will have a veteran gym goer, most likely a man, come up and tell you that you're doing incorrect form. Sorry guys, this is not meant to be a man-hate comment at all, but it's just I do notice that it's usually men who come up to women to make corrections to their form. I did 3 to 4 working sets of around 10 to 12 reps, making sure that I was coming close to form failure on the last reps. The next set of exercises I did was a superset of machine chest press into the seated row. Don't let anyone put you off using machines. There is a place for them, that's why they are in gyms, and I like to utilise them myself. I started off with the incline chest press, and it's fine to have a small arch in your back, and how big it will be entirely dependent on your anatomy and the natural arch of your spine. Just so long as your butt is tight, you're keeping your lats locked by pushing your shoulders into the bench and retracting your shoulder blades, you're good. I then went straight into the seated row using a narrow grip V handle. This exercise is the pull movement to the chest press movement, and it's also one of my favourite exercises. Keep your chest high, your shoulder blades back and down, and pull towards your chest, almost towards your tummy button. This actually isn't the best angle, as I look like I'm leaning back a lot further on the pull than I am. Some people like to really eccentrically load the muscles of the upper back, like your traps, lats, rhomboids, your posterior delts, by almost rounding at the thoracic, but I don't like to do this myself. I tend to start and finish the movement with my lats locked throughout. I did 3 sets of around 12 reps for each movement. I then moved into my next set of exercises, which was a row into extension and a narrow inclined bench press, or rather chest press. This first exercise is actually pretty new to me, and I got it from one of my favourite YouTubers, Abby Pollock. It's a sort of hybrid row to extension with the start of the move almost being like a face pull to hit the rear delts, and then you sort of push the rope down into a tricep extension before returning the weight as though it's like the eccentric portion of a straight arm pull down. I bloody love it, but I've found a lot of my clients haven't really felt the same sentiment, as it's quite tricky to nail a technique. More than anything, I feel this in my triceps, so it works as a kind of pre-exhaustive exercise to the narrow incline chest press that almost exclusively works my triceps and front delts. Keep your dumbbells close together, almost like you're crushing them, and hold them over your chest, not your head. I think of pushing myself into the bench rather than pushing against the weight, and I really try and lock out and squeeze my triceps at the top of the movement. Again, I just did another 3 working sets of around 12 reps each. Moving straight on to another push-pull combo. This is a single arm row into a tricep extension. Now there are so many single arm row variations out there, but this one at the moment is entirely my favourite because I feel it gives me much more bang for my buck. By starting out with almost a lat pull down motion where my arm is fully extended before going into the row feels awesome. I actually almost turn my feet away from my working arm, so not only do I work through the sagittal and the frontal planes of movement, I can get more out of the movement by adding a bit of a transverse plane movement to it. So if you typically stick with like a dumbbell single arm row, give this one a go because I guarantee you will like it. I superset this with my favourite tricep exercise, which is the rope attachment tricep pull down. I prefer using the rope attachment because I can focus on really pulling my hands apart and turning my hands outwards at the lower part of the movement. I try as hard as I can to lock and squeeze my triceps out. If you can't lock out your elbows, you're going far too heavy. I did 3 sets of 12 reps for both exercises, but I finished off my last set of tricep extensions as a drop set. A drop set is where you get progressively lighter and lighter as you reach failure at each weight. So if you see here, every time I can't pull another movement, I just make the weight a little bit lighter and I continue on with my set. It's actually incredibly painful, and it actually can be embarrassing when you're crying and there's only 5 kilos on the bar. The final set of exercises was a superset going from tricep isolation to bicep isolation. Now the first exercise is a little bit random. I only really like doing skull crushes with an EZ bar, but because I was downstairs in the gym and the EZ bar is upstairs, I just used the cable. This honestly killed me, so for some active recovery I kept on moving but took it straight into a pullover before trying to rep out more crushes. Remember to try and keep your elbows fixed when you're going into the skull crushers, and you're just trying to hinge from the elbow and lock out your triceps at the top of the movement. I then jumped straight up and took it into bicep curls with the rope attachment. Try not to swing and bend into your lower back, but lock your hips and try and keep your elbows at your side. I did 2 sets to maximal reps. I literally smashed out as many as I could and went to utter failure for my last set. I just snorted. My hand is shaking from holding this camera. I am sure that you will find it a very good workout if you put it with the other 2 workouts that I did over the past couple of weeks. I'll be sure to put a link in the description box to those workouts, and I shall also make sure to put the full workout in the description box below so you can take this straight into the gym and smash your workouts in the first weeks of January, because that's where everyone's going to be, right? In January, burning off the mince pies. Next week, because it's the new year and everyone's going to be filled to the brim with like New Year's resolutions and fitness goals and weight loss goals, I thought I'd put together my own video sharing with you my resolutions for the year. So leave me a comment below if you think that's something you would like to hear about. It's not going to be just about health and fitness, but it's going to be like my resolutions for my business, family life, that sort of thing. But I'm thinking I'm probably going to make it anyway because it's going to help me stay accountable to my resolutions. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button because it really helps my channel to grow. And I will see you all in the new year, next Thursday, 7 o'clock. Bye!